Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I hope you all are having a fantastic day, and in today's video, I'm very excited to bring you the first ever episode of A Look Back on the channel. For those of you who have been around for a while, you guys know I've talked about this for a very long time, and I always said when the timing is right, I'll do it. And the timing is definitely right now, because The Walking Dead is kind of at a point where there's really nothing going on, and I really feel like I just want to do this now. I think it makes a lot of sense, and it's going to be really fun, man. So, for those of you who don't know what a look back is, it's pretty self explanatory, but we're just going to be taking a very nostalgic trip down memory lane together, discussing everything that happened in the Walking Dead original series. I'm also going to be doing the spin offs as well after we get done with The Walking Dead. I'm going to do it all in chronological order. Yeah, we're going to start with season 1 of The Walking Dead. That's what we're doing in today's video. And then we're going to go to season 2, 3, all the way through 11. And then we're going to do Dead City, Daryl Dixon season 1, all that stuff. And then we're going to do The Ones Who Live. And then after that, of course, we'll end up doing, Dead City season 2 or Daryl Dixon season 2 first, technically, and then Dead City season 2 and all that stuff, right? Yeah, it's going to be really fun. A Look Back is a series I've talked about doing for a very, very long time, and I'm super excited to be bringing it to you guys now. So yeah, we're starting with season 1 of the Walking Dead original series. Very nostalgic. I hope you guys enjoy. Remember to please drop a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. I'm so excited to be doing this with you guys. So, The Walking Dead season 1, man. It was an absolutely incredible introduction to the series. I remember watching this for the very first time and just thinking like, wow, this feels really different. It feels very unique. It felt very serious, right? It felt very mature. It didn't really feel like just another TV show. I think around the time that this came out, a lot of TV shows just seemed kind of corny to me. And I remember being a kid watching this and thinking like, wow, this is next level intense. And even now when I go back and rewatch The Walking Dead as a 24, almost 25-year-old, I still, believe the same thing. I still think it carries that weight and that heaviness and that intensity, right? It's very, very dramatic. It's very incredible, right? And honestly, Andrew Lincoln, from the beginning, was the most perfect Rick Grimes. Like, he really was. And just the story of him waking up in the hospital and the way season 1 was put together, obviously it was only 6 episodes, so, I mean, it wasn't the longest season ever, but man, it sure packed a punch. And they didn't really know what the show was going to become or how big it would be. I mean, the fact that it's turned into what it turned into is really incredible. And I think that from the very beginning, this show was always meant to do great. I really believe that. Season 1 still hits way different. Every time I watch the early seasons now, it's like, wow, this is still incredible. And if anything, it's almost like still growing on me. I've seen it so many times, right? But every time I go back and rewatch this, I'm like, wow, this is incredible. It's even better than I remembered, right? I don't know. It just hits way different, man. So, season 1, 6 episodes, obviously it starts off with Rick, and Shane and everything, and you meet, all the characters and get introduced to the world a little bit and everything. And then obviously Rick gets shot, ends up in the hospital, wakes up, runs into Morgan and all that stuff. And just the introduction of Morgan, right? It was so special. It was so unique and so awesome. And that bond him and Rick made, in the very beginning of the zombie apocalypse, it was special, man. And, seeing Morgan again down the road, it always just hits different. And I really hope that we get to see Rick and Morgan again, in The Walking Dead. I really do. I will be honestly really disappointed if we don't. But the introduction of all these characters, Glenn, Andrea, T Dog, just everybody, it was perfect. Merle, Daryl. Season 1 was awesome. There were so many awesome characters like Carol and obviously look at Carol's character development now. How we know what she's turned into over the years, right? I mean, Carol has turned into such a bad A character, and she was scared of her own shadow at first. There was just something special about, Rick and Lori and Carl all around the campfire after Rick got back, right? Whenever Rick found them at the campsite and stuff. And even that campsite with Shane and everything and Dale and Andrea and Amy and Morales and everything. And I don't know, it was just awesome. There was something about that just hits really different. Um that true survival aspect of the show, right? Towards the end seasons, we kind of got away from that. It was more about, like the Commonwealth and even with the saviors and stuff. You know what I mean? This was like raw, authentic survival. You know what I mean? It was true survival. And that's what made season 1 so special and have that special tone, right? It was just way different than anything else in The Walking Dead. I really like how it carried over into season 2 as well. Season 2, obviously still had that very awesome, raw, authentic survival aspect of the show. But season 1 was just like everything was so fresh, right? We're meeting, the Vatos and everything, and we're thinking Glenn's getting tortured and everything, and it's actually just a group of guys trying to keep old people safe. You know what I mean? It was just honestly the storylines were perfect in season 1, honestly. When you start to see the characters go against each other, when you start to see, when Daryl wanted to kill Jim whenever Jim got bit, you know what I mean? And then, obviously Rick pulled the gun out and was like, we don't kill the living and stuff. And then they're going to this, the CDC and all that stuff, and, it's either Fort Benning or the CDC or whatever, right? And there's all these questions and all this craziness, and you're just so interested and into all this stuff. And then obviously you meet Jenner, and all that stuff, and you're wondering, hey, is this going to be the home? Is this where they're going to last? And I think what's really interesting about The Walking Dead, man, is every time they would go to a new place, like prime example, the CDC, right? Since we're talking about season 1, when they went to the CDC and made it there, I'm thinking in my head, how could anything ever go wrong here? The CDC is so secure, it's so safe, they're like underground. How could anything go wrong? How could something happen to where they would have to leave, right? And then, you know, it happened, right? Stuff happened and they had to leave. And I think that's kind of, in a nutshell, what The Walking Dead was. And a lot of people definitely say that all the time as a negative thing. Oh, The Walking Dead is just the same thing recycled and repetitive, rinse and repeat. But I don't necessarily think that's true. With the stories and the characters and everything that's happened in the show, season 1 set that tone. Season 1 kind of created that blueprint. And they stuck to it, but in so many different ways with so many different character dynamics. And honestly, season 1 of The Walking Dead, incredible. If I have to give this season a rating as a whole, and I think I'm going to do this with this series, I think I'm going to do that at the end of the videos. I'm just going to talk about what I give the season on a scale from 1 to 10. I'm going to give season 1 a very solid 9 out of 10, or a 9.1. I think season 1 was absolutely incredible for what it was, right? It was only 6 episodes. The budget obviously wasn't the greatest. For what they had to work with, season 1 was absolutely brilliant. So, yeah, guys, season 1, incredible. All the way from, Atlanta to the campsite at the quarry and to the CDC and everything like that. Absolutely incredible. I really enjoyed and loved season 1. It's very nostalgic for me, and I would definitely recommend you guys to go back and watch it again. I think every time we go back and rewatch this show, I think it's really incredible. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it and have a lot of fun whenever you do it, man. It's really awesome. Grab your girlfriend, grab your boyfriend, whatever, your grandma, your dad, whatever. Be like, hey, let's rewatch The Walking Dead. Whoever you enjoyed the show with, go do it. Go start with season 1. And let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, man. Let me know what you guys thought about season 1, some of your favorite moments. My favorite moment probably, I really enjoyed the guts. I really enjoyed the guts with Rick and Glenn and the rain and everything. That's what I'm saying, like just those intense moments where you're like, what's going to happen, right? You didn't know anything. Like now we know the guts trick, right? We've been around it so many times, it's not new, right? It's not innovative or awesome or anything, right? But back then it was so cool and so nasty, and it's like, ew, they're putting guts on them, and you know what I mean? It's just, that was incredible. So what they did with season 1 was truly incredible. It was extremely dynamic and incredible, man. So, yeah, I'm going to give it a 9.1. Loved season 1. I'm going to go rewatch it, actually, I think now. All talking about this has made me want to go back and rewatch it again. So, thank you guys so much for the love and all the support, man. Let me know your thoughts about season 1 of The Walking Dead. And, yeah, I'm super excited to continue doing this series, A Look Back. Next, we have season 2 of A Look Back. And it's going to be really, really awesome. Or I should say episode 2 of A Look Back for season 2 of The Walking Dead. And season 2 is going to be a lot more, in-depth and a lot longer of a video probably, because obviously there's 13 episodes. And, I mean, what a season. If you guys really want to blow your mind and just relive some incredible stuff, go back and rewatch season 1 and season 2 of this show. It is incredible. Season 2 especially. Season 2 is really good. Season 2 might be top 3 season, honestly. It's freaking great, man. So, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below about Season 1 and how excited you guys are for a look back. I know you're excited. I'm excited to bring it. I love you guys. Stay safe out there in the crazy world, man. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.